the hills and over the land, from Flanders, Portugal and Spain, the King commands and we obey, over the hills and far away. Spanish coin says 1 to 10, for weary 10 old gentlemen, and gentlemen as well as they, over the hills and far away, all the hills and all the main, in Flanders, Portugal and Spain, the King commands and we obey, over the hills and far away. You'll need for happy life, the little head of brats and wives, the golden ball of night and day, over the hills and far away, over the hills and over the hills. Master scoundrel, master shoes. Over the hills and far away. The many comrades have before, the pipe shall and shall play. Still needs a bit of drying out the stars. Hello, how's it going? How are you? In Flanders, Portugal and Spain, the King commands and we obey. Someone's left their phone here. What's going on? It's straight, but it's not straight enough. Blooming thing. I think that was a wobbly old piece of hazel, so it's not doing too bad. We'll see how it flies when it's finished. Neighbours having some building work done. Lots of noise outside today. I need to get up the woods and get some pine resin, that's what I need to do. So I've made a flint arrowhead to go on here. It's nothing special, but it'll do. And we're going to see if we can make it fly. Maybe. And my next project after this will be to finish my crossbow. And then I want to make a staff sling as well. So it's fairly straight. Let's go for a coarser sandpaper on this guy. Let's give her a go. Where was that big knot? I already sanded it down by the looks of it. I need to get some feathers as well. Get some fletching for this. See if I can get it to shoot. Don't know if it's too long. I don't know how long an arrow is supposed to be, you know. So it's all very experimental for me. I suppose it don't really matter as long as it shoots. That's got rust all over it. We don't want to use that piece of sandpaper. That's what I use to clean my plane down with. Oh, lost me then. Internet's fluctuating. I need to go outside and have a look at the box. One of the local foxes decided to chew up the box on the outside of our house where all the internet cables are, and I just sort of jerry-rigged them back together, not having a clue what I'm doing. I just sort of tied them back together and then fucking an arrow. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I've fire hardened it and I've straightened it out as much as I can, and it's fairly straight. It's not bent, by the way. That's just a burnt bit. It's fairly straight, so it should fly pretty good. Hopefully, touch wood. It might actually go as long as my arm or longer. It's about as long as my arm. Hazel, yeah. I would have used Gelder rose if I could find some. In fact, I think I know where there's some Gelder rose, but I'm going to make a few different ones. Managed to make myself a little flint arrowhead, tiny little one, but I want it to be the same width for the arrow shaft. Higher penetration, you know, like more velocity, as they say. When it hits the target, I want it to go through it, not stick out of it. So hopefully it works. But I haven't got any decent flint, so it's been really hard to. I just went outside and tried a bit of napping, and the flint was just exploding everywhere, which is really annoying. And seeing that we've just had a big storm, I probably should get down the beach and have a good look about down the beach, really, to see if I can find a big flat piece that rings out like a bell and I can make some decent arrowheads out of it. I've got the skill set to do it, I just need the tools. But my mate reckons he's got a load of feathers for me, which is really handy, so I can fletch this arrow. I've got another couple of big long pieces of coppice that I want to turn into arrows. Starting one after my knives. Awesome, man. Sweet as nut. Sweet, man. Yeah, I've got my bow. I suppose I need to make some bolts for my crossbow when I finish my crossbow. When I finish my crossbow, I'm terrible with finishing jobs. That's the bow for the crossbow. As you can see, it gets fatter, and then this side needs tillering. But it's starting to get a bit of a bend to it, but I don't want too much. Lots of little bits of flint for arrowheads. Yeah, nice, man. I'm after a nice unfractured piece, so I can knock it down into a wedge, and then just pop off little micro lifts for arrowheads, and then obviously use my deer antlers as pressure fire flakers. So we'll see. How long is the bow? It's about 5-6 foot maybe. It's a fucking long old bow. It's more of a survival bow than anything fancy. I should really have a go at making a fancy one, but the problem is I've got to go out the woods. I've got to get my mate to chainsaw me off a 6-7 foot lump of ash, and then I've got to split it into quarters, and I've got to split it into staves, and then I've got to stick it in the shed for a year or two. Hopefully it won't split, which is annoying. Because that chopping board I'm making started to split, so I'll put it back outside now so it doesn't crack anymore. Which is really frustrating, because it's a beautiful piece of wood, but I have got like 3 logs that are about 2 foot round, so I can probably chop up another one if it does start to split too much. But it should be alright. We'll have to see. I'll oil it up later and hopefully it won't split anymore. I'll put a load of cutting board oil on it. Hopefully is always the key word with wood. It is, yeah. Good morning, man. How's it going? It is definitely hopefully, isn't it? Especially when it's fresh. Yeah, that's. I half expected it, to be honest with you. I'll just make a smaller chopping board, but my brother wants like a proper chunky butcher's block one. So it's like, it's got to be about 2 inches thick and, you know, decent size. I mean, I can make little ones all day long. Look at me covered in sawdust. You know, it's alright if you're making like a spoon or something like that. If you're making a fresh green spoon, 9 times out of 10 you can get away with it, you know. I mean, this thing was damp when I made it, and it hasn't cracked or anything. It's absolutely mint, but it's just luck of the draw, really. There is a monster log down there, and I could just leave that and see how it naturally cracks when it dries out, and then just split the boards off from there. But time, patience is something that I don't really have. I want to make it now, I'm terrible for it. I'll get something in my head and I just want to build it. I've got a bloody great big piece of coppice out there I want to make into a spear. And then I was watching old Todd's workshop, old Todd Cutler, the geezer who makes all the medieval weaponry, and he made a sling staff, and I was like, mate, I want to make a sling staff now. I want to hurl rocks at about 100 metres, just sit on the beach just lobbing them into the sea. It'd be a really good ballistics test. I cut my rings about quite a slant across the grain. Yeah, that's a good idea, man. Mine are split, you see, so they're not cut. That's the problem. So they have a natural tendency to pop open. Can't wait for nothing, not even epoxy to try. Yeah, I'm like that, man. The thing is, if the board cracks, I'll glue it back together. I'll get some decent glue and I'll clamp it all up and then glue it back together, and it'll be fine, But it just won't be as natural as I wanted it to be. But my arrow's looking nice and straight anyway, the shaft. It's getting there. I'll put my tiny little flint arrowhead in there that I made. Yeah, she's not actually too wibbly wobbly, to be fair. So hopefully this will, fingers crossed, hopefully it will be alright. Easy to adapt. I need a walking. Easily adapt one of your walking sticks to fire spears. Yeah, all day long. Yeah, make a spear thrower, or an atlatl, as everyone says, because everyone suddenly speaks Nahuatl now, and they can speak the Mexica Aztec language, and everyone calls it an atlatl when originally they're just called spear throwers. Or as I said before, the Aborigines call them woomerers. It just depends where you're from, but everyone seems to have adopted the Mexican way of saying it, I suppose. Good news is my mate brought my sharpening stones back for me, so I'm a happy hillbilly. I've got my sharpening stones back. He's brought back, so I can sharpen up that axe that I made. No, it's a stick thrower thingamabob. Exactly, that's it. Yeah, too right, 100%. It's a stick lobber. Chucker. I don't know. It's like even like the bushcraft thing. That's sort of like a modern thing. It was coined by that Canadian bloke. Then Ray Mears picked it up and started using it, and everyone started saying bushcraft. Before that, it was called woodlaw, wasn't it? Or just being a woodsman. I know my name's Sussex Bushcraft, but it's before bushcraft it was woodlaw. I don't know. It's just weird how things change, isn't it? I do like bushcraft. The word for it's good, It's you're crafting things from the bush, but we don't really have bush in England, do we? It's more like copse or forest craft. You can't exactly say, "Oh, I'm just going out into the bush for a walkabout." You bump into everyone as you go. There's people everywhere. I mean, like, there's one woods I know, like public, well, not public, it's owned by the Lord, but Liver King! Haven't had that one before. Fucking hell. Let me just put £1 in the pot. Primals need to know. Yeah, bushcraft was from two Canadian guys. It was, yeah. He did, yeah, definitely, 100%. I can't remember his name now. The Canadian bloke. Liver King. You won't see me eating any fucking liver. It's disgusting. Even cooked. Oh, it's old people food. Liver and bacon and mashed potatoes. Ugh. Eating all the bits you're meant to throw away. No, I know liver's really good for you. And in a survival situation, it'd probably be one of the first things I chomped on an animal. But Luckily enough, I can afford meat at the moment, so I don't worry too much about that. Real Drake, what are you, a duck? He's a duck, he's a mallard. Or he thinks he's mallard anyway. Yeah, I suppose, you know, I look like the Liver King with my squinky Anglo-Saxon eyes and my massive nose. And he's Puerto Rican. And about 3 foot tall. I'm an Anglo-Saxon, mate. Not a Puerto Rican. I'm not Hispanic. My missus is, but I'm not. I am not a Mediterranean man. I am too pale of skin and blue of eyes. Well, I know my eyes look brown, but they are actually really, really, really dark blue. Everyone always says I've got brown eyes. I grew up in an Irish family, boiled bacon, mashed potatoes and cabbage. Yes, mate, yes. Yeah, bacon pudding. Oh, gypsy ladies used to make bacon pudding. My nan's mother, my great grandmother, was a gypsy, was a travelling woman, and she you can tell because all her daughters have got bloody proper Irish names: Mary, Maureen, and Margaret. 3 M's. All their names start with an M. Sort of my boys, all their names start with an A. Yeah, my nan, she spent her childhood travelling around in an old caravan, in an old trailer. Bless her, she's getting on a bit now. 85 now, I think my nan is. My other nan, if she was still alive, she would have been over 100 years old now. Same with my granddad. My granddad would have been 100 this year. He died 5 years ago. 95 years old he was when he passed away, bless him. The old guardsman. Died during COVID, I think it was. Didn't die of COVID. He was just too old and knackered, bless him. He had a tough life. Me, I'll be lucky if I make it to 70. Yes, that's a family name goes back. The Vikings invaded Ireland, ancestors will be turning in their pits. my name's an old British, very, very old, very rare British name. You don't see my name a lot. My last name, it's very, very rare. Very old English. If there's someone in this country with the same last name as me, I guarantee you they're a direct relation to me, like proper related. I said that to one of my mates at a party once. I said my last name, and I said it's such a rare last name. I said I bet if you meet someone who's got that last name, they're related to me. And he's like, well, he goes, well, I know a bloke called Kevin who's got that last name. And I was like, yeah, he's my brother. And he's like, what? I said, yeah, he's my big brother. I said, he lives around here. He's like, yeah. I said, yeah, I'm related to him. Told you. But there's not many of us left. And my name comes from the West Country. Old West Country name. But they found that old skeleton, didn't they? That caveman like 10,000 years ago in England, and they did a facial reconstruction. And I was like, oh look, it's one of my cousins. Look, he looks like me. That's my name is very common Irish name. Fair play, man. Fair play. Mine's couldn't get any more English than my last name. Sounds rather posh as well, very, very posh. Good morning, Mr. Gruff Puff. Sounds like a dodgy fart, doesn't it? Oh, I just did a gruff puff. Just did a stinky gruff puff. Anyway, yeah. How's it going, man? How you doing? I think I remember your name. Yeah. It's a common animal and a place to gather water. Don't really want to blurt it out on here. Is that gonna... That is smooth, that is. Afternoon here in Kenya. Bushcraft, how's it going, man? How are you? I'm just making an arrow shaft. I've fire hardened it and straightened it as much as I can. I'm giving it a sand so it's nice and smooth. What make it? Yeah, it's arrow shaft. I knocked up a flint head to flint arrowhead to go in the end of it. It's a very small one, but I want it, you know, for decent penetration. I want it to be about the same thickness as the shaft. And what I'll do is I'll go down the woods either tomorrow or the day afterwards, go to a pine forest, get a load of pine resin, and I'll mix it with ash from the fire to make a glue. And I'll fix that arrowhead. And I'll put some. My mate's actually got some pre-cut fletching because he does archery, so he's going to send it my way. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, yeah. Pre-cut fletching. So I'm going to put some fletching on it, and then I'm going to shoot it with my longbow that I made, and hopefully it won't go through the air. Hopefully it will work. And I'll be a happy man. I'll be like, yes, I did it. I made a bow. But I made that bow with just a knife, so hopefully it'll work and I can say, oh, it's a survival bow. Just knocked it up and it works. The whole premise of it is I wanted to make a bow that I could potentially take an animal down with in a survival situation. So it's got a paracord string on it. It's made from a piece of hazel, which is one of the worst bow making materials. Yeah, it's pucker for just a knife. Yeah, man. It's to be fair, there's lots of things that I've carved with just a knife. I made an axe handle with just a knife, and my mate was like, what did you use to make that? Like a big draw knife or something like that, and fucking plane it down and do all this shit. I was like, no, I used this tiny little fucking Mora carving knife. Bank line is meant to be good. Oh yeah. What you on about? A braided line. The old braided line. Is that what you're going on about? At the moment, it's got a big old chunky bit of paracord on it, but it works. It works. Very. It's got very good action on it. You see both limbs bending in the same distance as it is. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, braided line's awesome. Very sensitive. It is. It's good. Makes really good tripwire. My mate had a problem with foxes years ago, so we got a load of blank shotgun charges. You know, the percussion caps that go in the back of shotguns. I've got about 500 of them in the shed, and we made a little not all is braided. No. You know the cheap little mouse traps. You drill a hole in it and you put the percussion cap in it, and then you put like a little piece of, like, just solder or weld a little piece of metal onto the actual arm of the trap, and when you pull it back and you put a little trip line on the pressure plate, and when the old fox goes past it, snaps shut. Bang! They normally only work once though, because the wood gets blown to pieces, but they're pretty cool. I don't think I've got any to hand to show you, but they work quite well. Another one is the old bolt latches as well. Put a spring on the old bolt latch and have it with the trip line on them when it goes past it. Good day from Australia. All right, mate. How's it going? I have some tar bank line, but I just don't think I'll be using much paracord now. No, I tell you what, man. I've got a reel, like an industrial size reel of nylon cord, and it's really thin, but it's so strong. It's what's his name? My granddad, he used to work for a shipping company, and they gave him a roll of this nylon cord, and he had it like for like 70 years or something stupid like that. And It's ridiculous. It's quite hard to tie because it's quite stiff. But if you melt it, melt it together or pin it to clamp it together, it works really, really well. It's like steel cable. It's fucking good stuff actually. I've got a load of that from my granddad before he died. That's awesome. It's a shame he weren't really into his woodworking. He was more of a gardener. He didn't really have any woodworking tools. Because like, when he passed away, I was like, I don't really care. Like, I don't want anything worth any money. I'm not really fussed, you know, let everyone else have whatever they want. But what I want something that I can use, something, you know, something that's useful, something that was his, that I can use. But it's a shame he didn't really have any woodworking tools, which is annoying. But I've got a couple of his big old plant pots out there still that I plant stuff in the summer, like tomatoes and things like that. It's annoying my mate didn't have, my mate bought his forest after he passed away because he had 6 bloody great big rolls of chicken wire, and that would have done wonders up the woods. Because all we do, you know, like, because if you want to make a barrier, all you do is you put the chicken wire across like a little fence, and then you plant loads of little saplings in there. How you doing, mate? Oh, I'm not too bad, Terra. Terra, how's it going? Plant a load of little saplings in there and just turn it into a living hedge eventually. It worked really, really well. Oh, the last one we did, the dead hedge that we did, ain't a dead hedge. Ain't a dead hedge anymore. It's all coming alive because inside the wood you get a lot of hazel saplings, little ones, and they don't get a chance because the canopy and the understory is so thick in the summer. They don't get any light. So what we do is we dig them up and then we replant them around the outside of the forest. And when they get to a certain size, you know, say yay thick, you can bend them flat and move them along, and then they make a hedge, like a living hedge. And it's actually pretty dense barrier now. You wouldn't be able to walk through it. It's proper, probably about 1.5 meters thick hedge now, with all hazel and bramble growing through and blackthorn. Loads of hawthorn as well in my mate's forest, so we always get the hawthorn and we plant them on the outside because they do a bit better in the light, and they're spiky as well, so they're a deterrent. Not that they're trying to deter anyone. I just think it looks cool having a big living hedge going around the forest. It's just nice because you get to the top of his forest. You got like this big green track like of grass, and it looks really nice, and that's where all the deer hang out. And down the bottom it's very dark and not a lot of light in there because it gets very really thick where it's an ancient forest. So it's just one of those things. It is a nice place to go. I need to go up there again really soon. He wants to stick a caravan up there with a fucking log burner in it. So which I think could be cool because I can't really go camping in the winter because it's too cold. But if he's got a caravan with a log burner in it, that would do me nicely for staying up there. I won't have any problems. I need to cut the end of this out now and carve it down so it's a bit more tapered. Put my arrowhead in there, see if it fits, and then I'll be a happy man. And then we'll see if we can fire this arrow through an archery mat. Nice dead hedges are great for bugs and birds too. Yeah, they are. Yeah, definitely. I went for a stage. That's all I've done in my camp. Dead hedge perimeter. Yeah, they're pretty easy as well, man. Because all you have to do is just hammer in 2 sticks, 2 sticks, 2 sticks, 2 sticks, and then just fill it up with all the debris and stuff like that, and it just thickens up. Really, really cool. All right, Badger, how's it going, man? I'm just working on an arrow that arrow shaft that I've been. I fire hardened it. I straightened it out. I sanded it. Still a bit burnt, but that don't matter. And I've made a little flint arrowhead to go. Once it starts to go, oh, it looks pucker, yeah, definitely when the old moss goes in. So I've made a tiny little arrowhead. I'm going to taper that down. That's going in there because I want penetration with it. I don't want it to stop. I want it to go through things. Legs and beads for the longbow. Yeah, it's for the longbow, yeah, man. Yeah. It's a long old arrow, but it's about, I think it's about right. It sits nicely on my hand as I pull it back, so we should be able to get it to launch loose a decent amount, get her going. Yeah, I think that'll do. Stick. My mate brought my sharpening stones back, so I'm extremely happy about that. It was getting to the point where I'm like, not so much for my knives, because once your knives are sharp, as you know, you just strop them. You just get a bit of leather and strop them, and they go back to normal. You know, you don't have to use the stones on them. But like things like my chisels and my axe and stuff like that, you know, it's hard to strop an axe. I use it for the fine stones for my chisels. And I've got my little oil stone, which is alright, but that's sort of more of a really smooth, really old one. It's, you know, it's almost like glass. But that one's for when I'm out and stuff. Good morning, Liza Hobby. How you doing, man? Just get my drink. Starting to feel a little bit. Oh, the old tablets are starting to kick in now. The old medication. I need to have a look at that old blow lamp that my mate gave me. I need to find something I can clean the valve out with. Loads of dust. How is everyone? I'm good, man. I'm good. I live in a caravan. Good fun. Yeah, definitely, man. Yes. I say my mate's getting one for his forest. He did have a shepherd's hut up there, but you know what everything's like in the forest, man. Yeah, he's got like this 10 grand bloody really expensive nice shepherd's hut up there, and it's starting to rot already. Because obviously when you're in the woods, it's very acidic, or it's a soil and very what's his name, isn't it? Everything just gets destroyed in the woods, covered in moss, and moss starts eating through everything. Oh, neighbours doing some work. Getting inspiration from this amazing woodworker. Awesome, man. Did you see me? Did you see my latest spoon badger? That one that I made. It's hard to see the grain on there, but it looks bloody amazing when the grain's on it. And I need to finish me. I started doing another face, and then I stopped because I got carried. I wanted to make a bow, you know what it's like. And then proper medieval, oh no, proper Neolithic. Neolithic, yeah, I'd say more sort of Mesolithic. But yeah, man, it's middle Stone Age, isn't it? With before they started making really fancy arrowheads. So it's just a basic arrowhead, and we're carved. I could use the arrowhead really to carve the hole to fix the arrowhead. But that would take forever. Yeah, that one. That's the face I did. That's that stuff too. Sweet. But yeah, that's the my latest face. got some big old ash logs out there drying out in the shed. I need wood to that sort of quality. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to make a few more axe handles because I've got more axe heads sitting in the shed that need doing up. Got a big felling axe head which I'm going to make a monster handle for. Was the ash? No, this is hazel. This is hazel. I know, like in medieval times, they'd actually use like an ash log and split it, and then run it through a die to actually get like a dowel. But I'm going for more of the Mesolithic. I think Gelder Rose would have been better because it's lighter and it's stronger. Well, not as strong, but it's lighter and it flies really well, Gelder Rose. But it's finding a straight enough piece around here. But it's good, it's getting there. Oh Christ, the old tablets are kicking in now. Christ. My eyes start going. I feel like I've been on the beer. It's a blooming nightmare. I've nearly finished my I'll go and get it. My holly wreath that I started making, that I was gathering materials for when I was up the woods. Every time I grab it, it wounds me. But it's nearly done. It needs a few more bits putting on it. A few more, what's his names? A few more bits of ivy around the actual base to thicken it out a little bit. And then some pine cones. And then I'm going to hang it on the thing. Look, tiny little bit of brickle. Bloody thing. Caused me some hassle, that. And this is my my brother's chopping board that I've been working on, but it's starting to split here, which is frustrating, but we'll see how it goes because I might be able to glue it back together or oil it. But nice piece of ash that is, got a lovely bit of grain in it, but you can see the split there. It's starting to go. Not cold in the degrees. It's a bit chilly here. Well, you've got the Australians are probably a bit chilly. When I live on the south coast, it was 15 degrees yesterday. -15 degrees Celsius, so it's probably quite cold for Australia. Cardboard not carbon in Queensland. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I saw you gather that piece. Yeah, man, it was quality. I love splitting wood, especially when it's nice and straight grained. You know what I mean? Just the sound of it cracking. We did do a video years ago where we split a whole tree down the middle just to see if we could do it. And my mate brought loads of forestry wedges, and me and my mate are just hammering them in one at a time, swapping, alternating, and the whole thing just went across. It was really cool. Where are we? Stick some bow joints. And stop the crack getting bigger. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, actually. It's not a bad shout. I'll have a go later. I'll have a go. That's not how it works. It's a pity it has a crack. Is there any way of stopping it from cracking? Well, I can either let it naturally just crack open and then glue it back together. With loads of, just clamp the life out of it and glue it back together, which will work, and you wouldn't even notice it's got a crack in it. Or I can oil it. or as our mate was saying, cut some joints into it. But I think it's going to go in more than one place. But we'll see how it goes, because I've got you got to remember, I've got like a whole tree basically, so it's not a problem if it does crack up. It's no, like, it's not going to annoy me, because all I'll do is I'll split it into blanks and just make spoons out of it anyway, so it's not really horrible. Bows look nice, especially if use dark bows. Yeah, man. What are you on about, joints or bows? Bobo the clown. Yeah, it don't matter if it cracks. To be honest with you, I was half expecting it to, because it is literally a fresh tree. I don't know if you watched the beginning of that video where I'm talking to Sam, who's the landowner, and I was like, what the fuck's going on with that big tree that's just been cut down in the middle of the forest? And it was his mate. And I mean, the ash has got dieback, and it is dying, so it's not really too much of a problem cutting it down. But he's got like no experience felling trees. He just went at it with a chainsaw. And I was like, he's lucky to be alive, mate, because you can see where the tree split as it started to come down. You know, one wrong move, mate, and you're mincemeat. Cleaning that under the stairs and maybe doing a dump run. Christmas tree went up last night. The missus wants our old photos, which is deep under the stairs. Extraction underway. Yeah, man, we haven't put our tree up yet. We'll do it at the weekend, I think, when the kids are off, and then they can all help decorate it and make it look good. The little ones are older now, so hopefully they won't try and destroy it every 10 seconds. Not an exciting day. Nah, man. To be fair, my days are pretty boring. A lot of sitting around, waiting, eating, sleeping, feeling awful, then eating some more, and then sleeping. I really want to make a chair or a stool or something like that out of ash. Good to watch you work, brother. Awesome, man. I've still got my tinsel from last year. Yeah, dude. I think we've been using the same Christmas decorations for about 10 years in this house. I need to get a saw out. Now, what sort of saw do I use? That's the question. I don't want to use my silky saw, because it would probably just smash that to pieces. Have I got a tenant saw? Or a mortise saw, whatever they're called. I'm not really a carpenter, I don't really know the fancy names, but I've got loads of different saws. I've got some really posh ones, I've got some really old ones, I've got just saws coming out my ears. But it's just a case of what they're called, I have not a clue. To be fair, I've actually got quite a lot of tools, but they're all for woodworking. I don't actually own a hammer. Like, the old bench was a bit wobbly. The missus was like, just hammer some nails into it. I was like, with what? I haven't got a hammer. Just one of the things that I don't own. Just never really needed to hammer nails into anything. I don't really use nails. And she's like, well, use the back of your axe. And I was like, yeah, fuck off. I ain't using the back of my axe to hammer in bloody nails. You got to be joking. Hello. How's it going? Yeah, I've got spoke shavers. I've got loads of different ones. I've got ones that you use for like carving the I can't remember what it's called, the trim round doors and stuff like that, and doing skirting boards, different shapes and skirting boards and stuff like that. I've got round ones, I've got square ones, I've got really old wooden handled ones where the blade pops in and out. I've got yeah, I've got a few different ones. I've got a couple of big draw knives as well. I've got a French draw knife, got the big flat English draw knife. Yeah, I do like it. Oh yes, definitely got spoke shows. This is going to be awkward at this angle.
It is well satisfying, especially when you're just peeling. Like when I was using my big plane, I've got like 7 planes. My mate just one of my mates bought me one round just because he had it in his shed. One of my mates, I swapped a rifle actually for a load of tools, an old rifle for a load of tools. But he had this, and it's got the small one and the big plane in there. Bloody nightmare trying to sharpen the small one. It was a complete ball ache, but this thing just peels. It's really good. I've got it just right. Just right. It is definitely really satisfying. I love using the plane when it just peels out like paper. This is going to be a bugger. Let's just fucking old school it and chop my fingers off. Because that's the way I'm used to doing things. All this bloody health and safety rubbish. Watch the old woodsman chop his fingers off. Problem is, because it's a rip cut, it might actually be easier to do. What am I doing this morning? I'm sorting out that arrow shaft. Gonna cause myself an injury, that's what I'm doing. Fingers are overrated anyway, exactly, that's it. I've got quite a few of them, so it don't really matter if one of them comes off. This bloody thing's useless. What am I doing this morning? I am sorting out that arrow shaft that I was messing around with last night. Setting fire to everything. Oh, you found an arrow? That's cool. Oh dear, oh dear, I knew that would happen. What a toss pot I am. Where's my knife? Where's my knife? The tools that I'm used to. There we go. Good morning, dude. I'm getting inspired to actually do something when you're on early. Cheers, man. It's good that I'm getting people to want to do things. So all that messing around with the saw, and I should have just used my knife. Please don't cut your fingers. It's alright. You get back, you can bandage me up. Always have to do it the hard. Yeah, I just don't. I think to myself, well, I've got people watching me. I'll do it a fancy way, but instead I'm more of a bodger, aren't I? I'll just got to stick to what I know, and what I know is doing it my way. It needs to be flat like this, but we shall see. We shall see. Yes, yes. Hi, how's it going? Just thinking about those arrows. I'm sure I found 2 of them. Sweet, man. Put one outside. And a bullet style tip, like a bodkin tip. The old bodkins. Armour piercing. Bald eagle versus paraffin. How can I attitude? Huh? Yeah, bodkins. You get needle bodkins, normal bodkins. Bodkin, aka the armour piercing arrow. You're gonna hunt with a bow and arrow, or is it just for a navy you don't like? Well, it's illegal to bow hunt in England, so I won't be hunting with it. But yeah, it's just there for shits and giggles, deterrent, you know. Yeah, so I won't be will not be hunting with it. I was tempted recently to saw it and use the body earlier, making a drill from a bow drill. Could bring myself to wreck it. That's exactly what I did with the last arrow I made. I made this really nice, straight, perfect arrow. And yeah, it's illegal, man. Yeah, it's illegal in England to bow hunt. It's illegal to use homemade traps as well. So this will just be for practice shooting, just to see if I can do it. I might hang up a roast chicken or something in the woods and shoot it. Show it roasting bird. Yeah, it's completely illegal. You've got to use something that will kill the animal 100% without it suffering. AKA 225 or 308 or something like that. Yeah, it's annoying really, because I'd love to go bow hunting. Go and hunt some bows. It's a shame I'm not skilled enough to do a Clovis point on this. Because a Clovis would fit in here perfectly. Found both arrows, blah, blah, blah. I cut my finger on that, that's sharp. best flip to us all. Be careful pushing this in so I don't cut my bloody finger with it. Could have done with being a bit flatter. It's good to see you doing something that I like anyway. Yeah, I'm always doing stuff that I like. Normally eating biscuits, but that's just another story. I remember when I used to be skinny. Now I've got a biscuit belly. I ain't got a beer belly, I've got a biscuit belly. Chocolate digestive biscuit. Oh, my mum's just sent me a recipe for a pastry. Ha ha ha. I'll make some sausage rolls later. So that's straight. I don't think it's straight enough, but we'll have to see when see how true it flies. But hobnobs are my weakness. I don't mind hobnobs, but I've got about 4 teeth, so it's hard to chew hobnobs up. I always get loads of bits of wheat stuck in my mouth, but I do like hobnobs. Bourbons, yeah, bourbons are banging. I'm partial to a Garibaldi biscuit. I like Garibaldis. Dead fly biscuits, we used to call them when we were kids. They are Garibaldi. Cookies, yeah, I love. I'll just be honest with you. I just love biscuits. I like, yeah, biscuits, yeah, biscuit. I like biscuits, yeah, and biscuits, yeah. I like those biscuits as well. Yeah, biscuits are good. Love a biscuit. Fig rolls, jammy dodgers, even custard creams, malted milk biscuits. I'm getting fucking hungry now. I need to put the kettle on. What else? What other biscuits do I like? Fucking anything really. Pink wafers, they're nice. Rich tea. Oh, you bought some biscuits? Yes, you're absolute legend. Quality. Curious about fashion. Whatever your name is. Pink wafers, yeah, they're banging, man. They're so good. Oh, what about Stroop waffles? You know, the big flat round waffle biscuits with the caramel in the inside. I love a Stroop waffle. Rich tea ain't the biscuit. Oh, I love rich tea, man. I love them. I love dunking them in my tea. Yeah, rich tea biscuits. A rich tea biscuit. Let's get some sandpaper. You can't dunk it, it's not a biscuit. Yeah, you can dunk rich tea. Whoa, no, that's not going to be too good, that's too thick, so I want some 180. Probably the best bet. Got to dunk rich tea quickly, yes. I used to work with a bloke who used to leave his rich tea biscuits in right until the last minute, just before they were about to snap. He was a complete psychopath. He used to sit there like that, just staring at you, looking at the biscuits, like, just fucking eat it, just take it out of the tea. Right at the last second then. Nice biscuits, yes. Forgot about nice. Nice biscuits are nice. The old nice biscuits. Curious about fashion. At a risk, yeah, risky biscuit. Risk it for a biscuit. You know my name, yes, curious about fashion, that's what it says, doesn't it? Fala português. No mes ahí. Minus amigas formigas. No mes ahí means don't piss over there, doesn't it? Calças cagadas. Bufa fudorenta. I'm just saying a load of proper dodgy stuff. You know my name. I should know your name. I want some bacalao. Bacalao. There we go, that sits on there nicely now. Nicely now. It's about, be curious about beauty. Ah, okay, it's not fashion. Alright, sorry. Got it wrong, didn't I? Always getting things wrong. So yeah, that should sit in there like that over there. I need to sand this down and trim it up so it fits in a bit better. Curious about beauty. I thought it was fashion. Muito bem. Muito bom. Muito bem. Sim. Obrigado. I'm going to make some pine pitch. I need to go out the woods. Either tomorrow or the day afterwards. My mate's going to said he's up for a walk, so I'll go somewhere where there's a pine plantation and I'll go and get a load of pine resin. I'll heat it up in an old bean tin. Mix it. That's a good survival use for a bean tin. Mix it up in the bean, heat it up in the bean tin, mix it up with some ash, turn it into like a polymer basically, and use it to stick the end on. You know, medieval arrows, the tips were held on with beeswax. Did you know that? So when you pull them out, that's when they used to pull them out, the tip would stay in. They used to fix them on with beeswax. Crazy, eh? And they used to leave them in buckets of shit as well the day before the battle. Nice and infected when you shoot someone. Ash, rabbit, and deer or deer scat. Oh, I've never put poo in there before. I've used ash, but I've never used it. Right, so the coffee, and I kick out the bottom to get out. Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome. Take care, dude. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. I think this is gonna fly. Let's see. There's only one way to find out though. So fix the arrowhead on. Can't do that now. And we'll see if it causes some damage. And so I was out there with used the Kelly kettle to fire harden it. Loaded up the Kelly kettle and I was running this through the top because obviously you get a lot of flamage coming out. We made beeswax arrows as kids. Got the idea from fishing. Fly tying. Ah, okay, awesome, man, awesome. That's cool. That is cool. Last time I went fly fishing, I didn't even catch one fly. I was well annoyed. Oh dear, I've got such a shit sense of humour. My mate taught me to fly cast when I was a teenager. We used to go and stand in this big park on this huge field, practicing fly casting, and the comments we used to get people like, "Oh, you won't catch any fish there, mate. You won't catch any fish there." Like proper taking the piss. And it's like, yeah, you don't understand how like fucking technical fly casting can be. It's just one of those things that you need to practice. You can't just, you know, like if you want to go coarse fishing, you can pick up a rod and show someone what they're doing while they're fishing. But with the old flies, you've got to have sort of a bit of an idea of what you're doing, haven't you, really? it made me laugh once we went to a carp lake, and there's all these geezers sitting there with all their triple carp rods out and all their stuff and all their gubbins and all that shit to catch fish. And me and my mate turned up. My mate had a fly rod, and I had a float rod, and we had just had a bucket of dog biscuits. Got to go, I'll be back. Okay, yeah, no worries. Here we had a bucket of dog biscuits, and we're using those little bait bands. No weight, no float or anything on the line, just a hook with a dog biscuit. And my mate was roll casting, and he was catching carp on the fly rod. He must have had about 32 fish out, and all these blokes with all their carp gear have got, oh, what's going on, and all this. It's like, well, they're on the surface and you guys are fishing off the bottom. So, you know, just because you got all the gear don't mean you know what you're doing. All the gear and no idea and all that. And me and my mate, I had about 18 fish, and it was just spot on. But it was just funny because all these blokes with all their really expensive carp gear bivvied up with all their rods out and all that, and a couple of old hillbillies turn up with a bucket of dog biscuits, a rod each, and a couple of landing nets and a landing mat. You know, didn't even need a tackle bag, just everything's in your pocket because you're just using hooks. Spot on it was really good day out that was. I loved it, absolutely loved it. It's only 13 minutes past 10. I've been on for a bloody hour and 12 minutes. But yeah, absolutely love it. Love a bit of surface fishing. That's my little girl's Christmas jumper in there back. Oh, God, my stomach's going wild now. Right, well that's me pretty much done now. I haven't really got much I can work on. Well, I have, I've got loads I can work on, but I'm not going to go too mad because I overdid it the other day and it really messed me up. So I'm going to jump off for now. Got me arrow looking pretty much how I want it. Nice and straight, nice and smooth. It should fly. It's got that movement to it. It's nice, and we'll see how it goes. Put some fletching on it and take it up the woods and shoot it. And then after that, I'm going to make a sling staff. Lob some rocks into the sea. But right, anyway, yeah, see you later guys, cheers for coming on and all that, and I'll probably be back on later or tomorrow or something like that. See you later.